Hello, everybody. I'm Alex Aquarius. Today, I'm going to talk about having a near death experience. Okay. I was just talking with a troll online and realized I had never shared mine. And then I looked up, I typed in on YouTube my near death experience. And I saw there are quite a few people that share theirs on out there, so I've decided to share mine. What happened to me? Basically, what happened to me, I drowned. This was in the first week of December 2012. And I had been sick. I had a stomach bacteria that came from salad. If you live in the Dallas metro area, I lived in McKinney. I had the Mexican salad bacteria. It was on the news, and they were talking about all of these people in the hospital and this imported salad from Mexico. It infected all these people in their stomachs. It was this terrible bacteria, and I never went to the doctor. In fact, I haven't been to the doctor since like 2010. It's about 7 years. I just don't get sick anymore. After this experience, especially, I haven't been sick since. I haven't even had a cold or anything. So I was eating the salads that I was buying at Albertsons, the grocery store, and it had the croutons, and you had the salad dressing and everything, and you get the bag salad, right? So I got the bag salad all the time. I was eating that every day, and I got sick. So it was probably around Thanksgiving time or after that. I was throwing up. I had stomach pain. My stomach was always uneasy. I couldn't eat very much. My stomach was delicate. I kept throwing up. I was losing weight. I was getting really skinny. I normally weigh about 5'11". I normally weigh about 185 pounds, 190, and I was down to like, I don't know, it was probably below 170, and I was really ill. And then, so what happened was, I was in bed and my stomach hurt so bad. I would lay down, then I would get up to walk around because my stomach hurt, and then my stomach would feel. But then I would get so tired I had to lay back down again. I would just crash into my bed and fall on the mattress. And I was so drained. I was just stumbling around my house like a zombie. And I was living alone at the time, had just separated. And I was up and down, up and down. Sometimes you lay down and then your stomach hurts after 5, 10 minutes and you have to get back up. Then you wear out of energy and you're going to fall on your face and you have to lay back down. You crash on the mat. Kept doing that, and then I was hurting so bad. I got in the shower and I turned on the water all the way on hot. The temperature was like 105 degrees, and I got in the shower and I was holding the wall like this, and the water was going all around me. And all of a sudden, I had this painful, erupting projectile vomit. I just went and hit my head on the wall. And I was already barely able to stand up. I was wobbling around my house, walking like a zombie. And when I hit my head on the wall, it was like, good night. I hit the floor and I fell on my face. I just balled up. I was in the shower tub, about 2 feet square with about 5-inch walls. And on the side, it had the brass door opening with little brass inch high thing where the glass door shut with a magnet for the shower, the glass door. And I was in there just balled up on the floor over the drain. And I remember looking at the wall in front of me of the fiberglass tub of the shower, and I could see that edge was above my eye. And I thought, I'm not going to live, I'm going to drown. And you'll be okay. I was out. I could not save myself. I did not have enough energy from being sick. For like 3 days, I hadn't slept with all the stomach pain and the vomiting, diarrhea. So, next thing I remember, I just get up. I just got up. I was on my knees on my shower, and I had my hands on my knees, and I'm like, oh, that feels great. And I'm like, oh wow, I feel so much better. I feel no pain. It was just pain was gone. I was going around the hot water. I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, oh, that's amazing. That water feels so good. It was going over my bones. down my ribs, trickling down my ribs. It was going over my heart and around all my organs, over my spleen, my liver, my kidneys, through my bones. It was just like, oh, I'd never felt that before. The water was going through my body and through my internal organs, and I just thought it was fascinating. I'm just like, wow. And then I did that for maybe, there is no time, so it's hard to tell time when there is no time, but I think I was halfway between here and there. It was like 22, 25 minutes I was doing that. For another 20 minutes, I remember just listening to the water and playing, and I started holding my hands out. And I didn't open my eyes, I just had my eye, and I could see with my hands. And I remember looking all around me, and I could smell and see colors. And there were like tattoo patterns going around, and all the sounds were making drawings and colors, and smells were making sounds, and all of the senses were crossing. There's like 1,000 or 360 senses, like they say, and it was just amazing. I was just observing all of this stuff, and I saw patterns, kind of like those Mandelbrot patterns that where you just go deep into a drawing and it just keeps repeating itself. And then my hands are amazing. Your hands are amazing. They're instruments that can see, smell. These are made for doing something else in the next life. We don't even know. Our hands are actually some amazing instruments. They can read, smell, measure, grab, hold. They do everything. Hands are amazing. So anyway, that's one thing I learned. So I went in and I started seeing the water. The water was deep in my shower, and I could see water drops. I could hear all of the water drops hitting individually on the water and see all of their energy patterns when they would hit water. Water drop would hit water. It would look like a hair follicle, and then spread out this energy in all these colors. And I was watching all that. I was just fascinated by it. It was just, I was having a near-death experience, but it's not like I didn't go and talk to God or Christ or go to heaven, or I wasn't shown the apocalypse or whether the earth was flat around. Sorry, folks. If you see my other videos, I have had experiences like that previously, awake. So this time it was just me by myself in the shower in the astral plane, and if that's what you call it. And I remember I realized after, it must have been 30, 40 minutes, and I realized I had my eyes closed. I thought, what am I doing? The water's going through me. I thought, why do I hear deep water in my tub when my shower has no plug? I never plug my shower. Why would I be hearing deep water in my tub? And then I opened my eyes and looked down, and I saw this body laying there, and I was about 2 feet above it. And I saw the head, and there was this purple and orange and pink ring of vomit around the head, and this the vomit was, and the stomach acid were eating my hair, and it was dissolving, and it had been digested, and the bacteria bubbles were going up the wall. I had like 4-inch tiles. It was about a tile and a half up, and this big pile of bubbles was going up the wall. And I remember I had no emotions looking at this. When you're out of body, you don't have emotions. So I was just looking at it, and I looked around at my back, and I looked at my tail end, and there was a mess, and I thought, oh, well, not even like that. It wasn't an emotion. It was just, I looked over it, and then I looked at my face. I didn't even know it was me yet. And I remember I was looking at the face. I looked at all the features and the eyes and the nose and the mouth, and I thought, that's me. And it was kind of like a proud feeling. That's me. Yep, that's me. That's my body. And then I looked at my nose and my mouth, and they were like, 3 inches underwater. And I thought, well, I'm not breathing because my nose and my mouth, I think that's the only way I can breathe, nose and mouth, right? And they're underwater. So that's probably not good because, if I would be dead. And then it just kind of occurred to me slowly, but in a millisecond. It was like, if I'm looking at myself and I'm not breathing, and I'm analyzing this, and water's going through me, and I'm feeling hotness on my organs, I'm dead. I immediately went, ah, and I went, no. I just thought, my family would find me this way, and that would be at my funeral. My death would be, it was too much. And I just, as soon as I had that will, the fear struck through me, and it dragged my vibration down. It just, and I went right back into my body, and then I was on my face, and my eyes opened, and I was back in time space. And I looked at the water level right here, and I pushed myself off the drain, and I had the drain around my ribs. I had a circle. I don't know if we can see it anymore. It's I'll have to try to take a picture. But I had a red ring around there for a couple of years. It was one of the proofs. And I bounced the door open and went flipping out on the floor, and I spit up water for like 30 seconds, it seemed. My lungs were completely full of water. I stood up. My eyes were hanging out of their sockets. I had my skin hanging off my ribs. I stumbled around the house for a couple of hours. Excuse me, couldn't figure out where I was. I went to the 7-Eleven in front of the neighborhood to get some coffee. This had all happened like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and by 5:45, 6, I went to 7-Eleven. Sun was coming up, and I saw this guy from Bangladesh, Marvin, and he looked at me and he goes, "Oh my God," and he looked at the ground. He goes, "What happened to you?" And I said, "Is it that obvious?" And he goes, "Oh my God." He goes, "You look like you aged 20 years overnight. You're not even the same color, you face. What happened to you?" He's just like, he wouldn't even look at me. He was scared, shitless, out of his mind. He looked at me. He goes, "Oh." I said, "I had an accident. I'll explain it later." I left. I went back home. Later that day and the next 2-3 days, I kept having recurring dreams of every detail about what I just told you. Now it's all in one memory as it happened. But the next day, I had plugged the drain and timed how long it took for the shower to fill up the shower tub that was about 5 inches high. And that took 35 minutes, 35, 40. So then I laid in there to see how much my body would affect the water level, and it didn't make a big difference. When I came out, my bathroom floor from my shower tub, double sink, all the way over to my toilet and my walk-in closet, the water was all the way over almost to the other side of the second sink, almost to the toilet. About 10, 11 feet away, about an inch deep. And when I came rolling out and spitting up water, I was splashing in deep water on my bathroom floor, and I remember looking down thinking, wow. So I calculate I was underwater, not breathing, with the lungs full of water for at least an hour, hour and 20 minutes, according to my calculation. I couldn't accept that for the longest time. Now I have, and I told you my story, and that's my near-death experience. It was all by myself in the shower in the astral world until I found my body and I came back, and I'm glad I came back. Kind of wondering what I'm supposed to do now that I came back. The only proofs that I have are Marvin at the 7-Eleven, my gas bill that month, which was $450, and a little scar on my face where the skin never healed, and my whiskers always crossed up, and it's kind of rotted. So one girl asked me, she goes, "What happened to your face right there?" I said, "Oh, I died once." She goes, "Ha ha ha, really? What happened?" I go, "I don't remember." So that's my story, folks. My near-death experience. It was good. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of death now. It was wonderful. Even though, I didn't go to heaven, I wasn't shown any gates or angels or things like that. And remember, when you die, don't go to that tunnel of light. You don't want to go back through the moon matrix and come back and reincarnate in the prison planet, right? You want to try to get out of here. You're supposed to elevate, wake up, and get out of here after you die in this life. So I'm Alex Aquarius. Thank you for watching my show. Have a great day.